Look at this map of the United States. A single sound in one location is inherently limited by geography. Now zoom out. 330 million people spread across 6 time zones. Getting a physical signal to reach everyone at once is a massive logistical puzzle. On July 4, 2026, the nation observes its semi-quincentennial, the 250th anniversary of the United States. Planning a unified celebration for that many people on an exact date is difficult. Right now, preparations are highly localized. Towns in Connecticut, for example, are organizing everything from parades in Groton to massive community potlucks in Hartford. Those local events build community, but by themselves, they don't produce a single shared moment experienced simultaneously by the entire country. To understand why a shared moment matters, look at the founding document. The date is locked in, July 4, 1776. Further down, it addresses the representatives of the United States, binding 13 distinct colonies into one unified voice. To honor the ambition of that document, the country needs an experiment that matches its scale, a way to synchronize millions of separate voices into one chorus. Long before digital communication, communities relied on an analog solution for getting everyone's attention. A heavy bronze bell swinging in a local tower served as the town's acoustic signal to gather, to mourn, or to celebrate. Bells are embedded deep in American civic history. The Liberty Bell, with its famous crack and the Pass and Stow inscription, is arguably our most recognizable physical artifact. Previous generations leaned heavily on this exact technology. During both the 1876 centennial and the 1976 bicentennial, coordinated bell ringing served as the acoustic centerpiece of the celebrations. Today, the National Bell Festival is resurrecting that tradition. A physical, acoustic event rolling across the landscape creates a tangible connection to the past, something a digital live stream simply cannot replicate. This map shows the chronological cascade required for a continental ring. To ensure simultaneous chiming, start times stagger from east to west. Plotted on a timeline, ringing initiates at 2:50 p.m. Eastern, stretching back to 8:50 a.m. in Hawaii. To keep things organized, participants using manual, rope-pulled, or handheld bells follow a strict numerical guideline. They will ring exactly 13 tolls, representing the original 13 colonies. But the requirements for automated and electronic bell systems are much more of an endurance test. For these electronic systems, the target is exactly 250 tolls, one for each year of the nation's history. Spaced at 13-second intervals, this radial chart shows how that sequence creates a continuous wave of sound lasting nearly a full hour. Handbell choirs and carry-ons have their own specialized instructions, performing custom-arranged sheet music like Songs for America to fill out the frequencies. By imposing these strict logistical parameters and mathematical rules, what could easily be a chaotic cacophony becomes a highly structured, synchronized performance. State-level America 250 commissions have adopted core themes for the anniversary, focusing heavily on telling inclusive stories and working for the common good. The physics of massed bell ringing perfectly illustrates this idea. When you look at this visualization of multiple distinct sound waveforms converging, they smooth out into one massive harmonic frequency band. No individual note is erased. They all contribute to the whole. In this acoustic space, everyone carries the exact same weight. The chime of a tiny brass bell on a front porch mixes with the sound of a multi-million-dollar cathedral carry-on, and you can't have the full chord without both. The resulting canopy of sound becomes a literal, auditory manifestation of the American motto, E pluribus unum, out of many, one. So where do you fit into the mechanics of July 4th, 2026? You don't need municipal backing, a historic clock tower, or any specialized musical equipment to participate in this experiment. If you don't own a physical instrument, there is a modern contingency plan. A free mobile app will allow your smartphone to broadcast the acoustic profile of a tower bell. The instructions are simple. Mark your calendar for the exact time in your zone, open your windows, and add your frequency to the national chord. A successful 250th anniversary doesn't rely on grand monuments or politicians giving speeches. It relies on the active, synchronized participation of everyday citizens